Hello friends and family of Bulldog football, and welcome to our 2016 College Commitment Ceremony. Today we are recognizing 6 members of the 2015 IHSA Class 6A quarterfinal team that tallied 10 wins this past season. 4 years ago, these players and I entered the doors of RB together, and together we experienced many great accomplishments both on and off the gridiron. These standout football players will be taking their skills to the next level this fall, and we are thrilled to watch them continue to grow and develop as student athletes and as men. The first player that I would like to introduce is Ryan Swift. Ryan Swift, an all-state quarterback and linebacker, was instrumental in this program's turnaround. Throughout the past 4 years, when Ryan was not in the classroom or in the weight room, Ryan could almost always be found on the field polishing his skill sets. Ryan excelled as a starting quarterback and linebacker his senior year. Off the field, Ryan is extremely respectful and kind to all. On the field, Ryan is an absolute warrior. He is a very compassionate young man who we are proud to call our own. Ryan will be attending Illinois Wesleyan University next fall and will play linebacker for the Titans. However, something tells me we have not seen the last of Ryan Swift with a football in his hands. So I'm going to kick it over to our very own David Pribble-Pirdnock, who is a 2-time captain and 2-time all-conference player who will be attending the University of Notre Dame on an academic scholarship. David, I understand you have a couple questions for Ryan.
Yep. Thanks, Coach. So, Ryan, this is a big day for you. A lot of emotions rushing through your head right now. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd just like to thank my parents for letting me play football. A lot of parents don't, and always encouraging me, I guess. And thank my coaches for all they did to help turn around the program, and all they did through coaching me and help encouraging me and pushing me to be the best that I could be.
Now, do you have any favorite memories from this past football season?
My favorite memory would probably be after we beat Grayslake North round 2 in the playoffs. I came in the locker room and Edwin Rios, our nose guard, was just laying on the ground with a pizza on his stomach.
Now, you committed to Wesleyan, but I understand you had a lot of other choices of colleges. What made you choose Wesleyan?
I really liked the academic side of it. It was a really good school, and then they brought the price down for me, so it was a reasonable price, and just a good distance away. My sister goes to school right by there, and just a great school all around.
Are you excited to be playing linebacker next year, or would you rather be playing quarterback?
I'm just excited to be playing. I just love playing football, so I don't really care what position. I just want to play, hit some people.
Very nice. Now it's back to you, Coach.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Ryan. Next up, I would like to introduce number 58, Frank Urbanski. Frank served as a team captain this past year and has been a staple of our offensive line the past 2 years. Frank earned K-9 unit status this past offseason, which places him as an elite member of our strength and conditioning program. Frank also saw a considerable amount of time on the defensive line. This is not a combination that you see often, offensive line, defensive line. Typically it's running back, linebacker, wide receiver, DB, but it's a testament to Frank's mental and physical toughness to get it done on both sides of the ball in the trenches. Frank will always be remembered as the type of player that never took a play off and was constantly looking for ways to make himself and his teammates better. Frank will be attending Illinois Wesleyan University next fall and will play defensive line and special teams for the Titans. At this time, I'd like to kick it back over to David. David, a couple questions for Frank.
Thanks, Coach. Frank, this is a big day for you. Are there any people that you would like to thank?
My family and all the coaches and teammates that put in the hard work to get us here.
I asked this question to Ryan Swift, and I'm going to ask it to you. What was your favorite memory from this past season?
Just making it as far as we did and spending time with my teammates.
You traditionally played offensive line in high school, and you're going to make the switch over to defensive line. What are you doing to prepare for this change, and how is that going to affect your future career as a football player?
Just a lot of starts and stances and working out hard in the weight room with Ryan and Dean.
Nice. What made you choose Wesleyan? Is there any Any special college visit? Any friends that go there or anything like that?
I really like the campus and wanted to get away from home a little bit, so it's a good distance.
Nice. There's been a lot of talk about your hair. You've been told that you have the best hair on the Riverside Brookfield football team. Any comment on this?
No comment.
No comment. All right, back to you, Coach.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Frank. Next up, I would like to introduce Dean Zigulich, number 24. Dean, a 3-year starter at the varsity level, also served as one of our captains this year. Dean is the ultimate competitor who possesses an incredible ability to make unbelievable catches as a wide receiver. So much of our program is based on competition both in the off season and in season. No one seemed to be as competitive as Dean, and no one seemed to win as much as Dean. Dean is constantly searching for ways to improve his skill sets. Last year's team had many players who were asked to do a lot on offense, defense, and special teams. However, Dean was asked to do it all at one time or another, and he excelled at whatever was asked of him. Dean will be attending Illinois Wesleyan University to complete the Bulldog trifecta, or 3 athletes going to Illinois Wesleyan, next fall, and will play wide receiver for the Titans. David, a couple questions for Dean.
Thanks, Coach. It's a big day for you, Dean. Excited to commit. What are the emotions going through your head, and is there anyone you'd like to thank?
First, I'd like to thank God and my parents, my family, and then the coaches. I've had a lot of coaches. I'd like to thank them all, but really RB's coaches. I mean, we came in to a rough start our first 2 years, and we really turned it around. And all the credit goes to the coaches and how much work they put in as well behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about.
And I asked this question to your former teammates, but any favorite memories from this past season or any season of football you ever played?
Definitely, this season was a fun one. The whole season was a ride. We did a lot of special things. I don't have a single favorite play, I think, but after getting that win and proving everyone that we could do it was a great feeling.
Now, what was the most gratifying win or touchdown you ever had in a high school football game?
My most gratifying touchdown was my first touchdown sophomore year, the last game against Fenton, because I came up about game 3, played all the games, and didn't have a touchdown, and I think, that first one was just nice to have.
You were one of the last of the 3 to commit to Wesleyan. Was there any reason you hesitated, or what was up with that?
I just really wanted to make sure it was the right choice. Obviously, there's a lot of schools out there, a lot of programs, but I think the visit that I went on really proved that it was the right place for me. The size, obviously the school, how well educated it is and everything. It just really fit me. And I think having them go there too, made it a little safer.
During the season, the Ryan Swift to Dean Zigulich pass combination was pretty much unstoppable. Are you hoping to relive this at Wesleyan?
Swift going to linebacker kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But, he's going to do great things at linebacker too. And I know we'll continue to play catch and push each other, even if he's not playing quarterback anymore. So I'm still excited to get to work with him again.
Thanks, Dean. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Dean. Next up, I'd like to introduce Zachary Witken. Zach was also a member of our K-9 unit weightlifting program and was elected as one of our team captains. Zach was the ultimate teammate who comported himself around our core values: trust, commitment, and unity. Zach is an explosive and talented athlete who will be missed next year, but his contributions to the program will carry on. Zach will be continuing his career at North Central College and will play defensive back for the Cardinals. David, a couple questions for Zach.
Thanks, Coach. Zach, this is a big day for you. Is there anyone you'd like to thank, and what emotions are going through your head right now?
Emotions are high right now. It's an exciting day. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents for allowing me to play football, and most parents don't let their kids play football, especially how dangerous it is. I'd like to thank my coaching staff for believing in me and pushing me and making me the better athlete the athlete I am today. And then I'd like to thank my teammates, especially Evan Rios, Jeremiah Clarkson, coming and pushing me every day and for being here for me today. Emotions are high.
So is there any favorite memory from this season or past season that stuck out to you and really made you love the game?
Well, a month before the season, I broke my leg, and there was questions about me being able to play against more in the first week. So, getting healthy and being ready to play first week, and then blocking the punt on the first defensive series, and then setting up the touchdown for Swift to Dean, and then getting the stop on the goal line, the 2-point conversion, definitely a highlight.
Nice. Any reason in particular you chose to play at North Central?
When the recruiting coach came and talked to me, he said, just come on a visit, and if you like it, we'll set you up on another visit. And once I got that first visit at North Central, I really liked it and just couldn't wait for my second visit.
Nice. You're going to be playing some former teammates because North Central is in the same conference as Illinois Wesleyan. How do you feel about this? Are you a little intimidated to be playing some of the guys like Ryan Swift and Dean Zigulich and even Frank, who were some key factors on our team this year?
I'm really excited to play against them. I mean, playing both ways and them playing both ways, we used to go up against each other every day in practice, but now that we're wearing two different jerseys, it's going to be really interesting.
Nice. And they all experience some hardships. Are you going to try to exploit some of their weaknesses that you know ahead of time, or are you going to be like a double agent for your team?
I will definitely be telling the North Central coaching staff their weaknesses every single day.
Good to hear. Thanks, Butch. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Butch. Next, I'd like to introduce Dan Deleon, number 73. Dan was a player that went above and beyond in preparing for his senior season. Dan is blessed with an amazing will and heart. Dan worked relentlessly to position himself at offensive tackle, often having to go up against our opponent's fastest, biggest, and strongest defensive linemen. Dan will be remembered as a tough lineman who was the ultimate we before me type football player. Dan will continue his career playing offensive line for Carthage College. David, a couple questions for Dan.
Thanks, Coach. Dan, it's a big day for you today, committing to Carthage College. Is there anyone you'd like to thank? How are the emotions right now?
Honestly, emotions are running very high for me. Keep trying to keep calm. Honestly, I want to thank the coaching staff first. They pushed us beyond our limits, and we got one hell of a result. I want to thank my big family supporting staff. They're constantly behind me, and then I want to make a special thanks to my uncle Jesus Cano. I mean, he was constantly behind me wherever we went, and he just pushed me to beyond my limits also.
Is there any favorite memory you have from this past season or any past season playing football?
I think one of the best memories I have is, this chain of memories, those bus rides back from games, us being road warriors, just after every W we got, just turning up on the bus. That was one good time.
And what made you choose Carthage College?
I really like the football program they have there. They're a really together team. I went there on one visit, and they treated me like I was family already. I really like the education up there. They got a very good criminal justice program, and I really like their coaching staff.
Now, I've heard rumors that you know how to make a very good sandwich. What would be your favorite thing to put on a sandwich? Like, you put peanut butter and jelly, Nutella, like, what do you do?
Hands down, Nutella.
Nutella? It's a very, very good thing to put on sandwiches. Now, what was like the most exciting or gratifying play? What was the best play you ever had as a football player?
Best play I ever had? Well, it would have to go all the way back to my sophomore year, Fenton game. They decided to finally put me in at D-line. They put me in at nose, and Coach Q was like, just listen to whatever Bailey tells you. So Bailey told me to go right, went right, and I actually made the tackle.
Nice. Are you planning on playing defensive or offensive line at Carthage?
I'm planning on playing offensive line.
Well, congratulations, Dan, and back to you, Coach.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Dan. Next, I'd like to introduce Allon Carter. There are a handful of players that were asked to contribute on both sides of the ball from time to time this past season. However, Allon, a welcome transfer, competed and performed at numerous positions. Allon saw action at fullback, tailback, slot, linebacker, D-line, kicker, and punter. Allon was on the field at one time or another for almost every unit, and he embraced this role, this challenge, with his electrifying play in all phases of the game. Allon will be continuing his football and baseball career at the University of Dubuque. David, a couple questions for Allon.
Thanks, Coach. Allon, this is a big day for you. Is there anyone you'd like to thank, and how are the emotions right now?
My emotions are running very high. I like to thank my parents, coaches, welcome me with open arms.
Now, Allon came here as a senior, so what was the hardest part about transferring to a new school?
Thinking that the coaches wouldn't accept me with open arms like the football coaches did. Trying to make new friends, that was pretty hard. Trying to keep it going with you guys.
And are there any favorite memories you have from this past football season?
Mine will probably be the same as Cliff, coming back to the locker room. And a piece of land on Mario's chest.
So you're going to be playing both baseball and football at Dubuque. How are you going to try to manage playing both sports at college?
I don't know. It's going to be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard doing football, baseball, and trying to juggle my academics. It's going to be pretty hard.
And you were a big all-state wrestler at RB. Do you plan on wrestling at Dubuque, or is that part of your athletic career over?
That part of my athletic career is over.
All right. Last question, what made you choose Dubuque over the other schools?
I like the coaches, like the program. They had a real good physical therapy program, so that was another big plus. Teammates made me feel like I was playing.
All right, before I let you go, your common nickname on the football field was Sox. Is there any interesting backstory behind this, or how'd this nickname come to be?
It came when I was like 5 years old. I was playing baseball for a team. I signed up for a team, and I was supposed to play for the Pirates. All of the Pirates had like nicknames, but I couldn't play for them. The roster was full. So then the next year, I played for the White Sox. The next year I went there, I got the nickname Sox.
All right, thanks, Sox, and back to you, Coach.
Thank you, David. And thank you, Allon. At this time, I will ask each of you gentlemen to sign the letter of intent document placed before you. Congratulations, men. And in closing, I'd like you to know as these men leave through the doors of RB in a couple weeks, they do so as leaders and as men who touch the lives of many. It has been an honor and a privilege to be your coach. Thank you, men, for all that you have done for RB football, and we wish you all the best in the next chapter of your lives. This concludes our college commitment ceremony. Thank you all for attending. Thank you for tuning in to RB TV. Please tune back to RB TV this upcoming fall to catch all our home games. Thank you, and go Bulldogs.